How excited are you for Deadpool 2? Let me know that in the comments right now. We're going to dig deep into the first Deadpool movie and analyze it. Oh yeah, it's analyzable. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my theological analysis for Deadpool. Can Deadpool really be theologically analyzed? Theologically analyzed? Can it? Yes, I really think it can. Because when you look at the movie Deadpool, the story is simple. And in that simplicity, there is something incredibly profound. It's a love story.
And yeah, technically this is a murder. But some of the best love stories start with a murder. And that's exactly what this is, a love story.
Wade Wilson and Vanessa. These two love each other completely, and they love each other unconditionally. Yet, as soon as something bad enters Wade's life, what does he do? Does he run towards Vanessa, who loves him completely and wholly, or does he run from her? He runs from Vanessa. And here's the other crazy part. He doesn't just run from Vanessa, he runs to his enemy.
Where's your boss?
I can tell you exactly.
Oh, you'll tell me. But first, you might want to look away for this.
You see, it begins when Wade Wilson has cancer. And we begin to see that he's afraid because he doesn't want her to remember him as somebody that's dying, as somebody that's a hollow shell of who they once were. He wants her to remember him as he was, and he doesn't want her last pictures of him to be that shell of what he used to be. He's embarrassed for her to see him in that vulnerable state, and so he runs from her. And he ends up with Francis and gets turned into Deadpool, which, you know, we get the awesome movie out of that. But then when he becomes Deadpool, he becomes this ugly looking prune thing on the outside. And now he feels worse. He even says somewhere in this movie where he's talking to his friend at the bar,
I'm a monster inside and out.
Now that's a really telling moment because, you know, he's a mercenary before he's Deadpool. He has confirmed kills before he's Deadpool. So he already felt ugly on the inside. And Vanessa and her love in his life, it changed his life. But the moment he became ugly on the outside too, he thought it was a true reflection of who and what he really was. And rather than running towards the person who loved him unconditionally, he ran away from her. And because Francis lied and said, I'm the guy that can fix you, he ran towards Francis. He ran towards trouble. He ran towards the one thing that can destroy him rather than towards the one love that could save him. And the reason he did that is, number one, yeah, he was afraid. He was embarrassed, number two. But he also believed he had to fix himself up before coming back to the woman that he loved. Vanessa to him is just this angel, and he can't believe how much she loves him. And he wants Vanessa to remember him and see him as somebody strong. Because he loves her, and that's how he wants to be seen in her eyes. So he just assumes because he's this ugly monster, she doesn't love him perfectly. She won't see him the same way ever again and won't love him like she used to. So he refuses to run towards the one love that can save him and run towards the one enemy that can do more devastation towards him. It's something that we human beings do. When you look at Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the moment they ate off that tree and let sin into the world, and sin is an archery term. What it simply means is miss. So when I think of sin as this horrible disease that creeps in and causes us to miss. And we're all born with it because Adam and Eve welcomed it into the human race. But Adam and Eve, what they should have done is run straight towards the God who loves them unconditionally, towards the God who forgives, but they didn't. They ran straight behind the bushes and hid themselves because they were naked and they were ashamed and they didn't want to be seen by him. So they went and hid themselves from the one person that could actually help them and save them. It says right here, such love has no fear, because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid, it is for fear of punishment, and this shows that we have not fully experienced his perfect love. That same verse says that God is love. And so we think because he is love, because he is good, and because we have this spiritual disease that causes us to miss, because we think we're monsters on the inside, how could this picture of perfect love, how could this picture of perfect goodness ever love us that completely miss it on the inside and on the outside? So we got to run and hide. We got to run and hide from the one person that can save us and run towards all these other things that could fix us. Sometimes it's addictions to numb our pain. Sometimes it's jobs, thinking we get our value and our worth from all the money that we can make and all the money that we can bring in. I don't know, you name it, but we run towards destruction thinking it's salvation. We run towards devastation, letting other things run our lives, thinking this is where we're going to find meaning. This is where we're going to find value. This is what's going to make me happy and what's going to fix me on the inside and make me complete. So we run from God thinking we got to make ourselves better before we come and present ourselves to God. The ironic thing is, none of that stuff can fix us. None of that stuff can fulfill us. None of that stuff can make us better. Only God can. Only God can fix us. Only God can lift us up. So we have to come to Him as we are, as ugly as we are. And it says in the Bible that when we were at our worst, Jesus died for us. That's how much He loves you and me. That even at our worst, even when He sees us at our worst and knows us at our worst, He placed the value on your life and on my life to die for us. So don't run and hide from God. When you get to the end of Deadpool, Wade Wilson saves Vanessa, and he comes to find, like, number one, the enemy was a liar. Oh, shocker there. Francis lied, so there was no fixing him from the enemy. And then number two, he found perfect forgiveness. She accepted him back. She looked at his face. She looked at his ugliness, and she said, I love you. She said other stuff, but we don't need to get to that other stuff. The point is she loved him, forgave him, and accepted him. See, we get this picture in our mind that God is going to reject us because we're ugly. He's going to reject us because of our mistakes and our misses. But that is the furthest thing from the truth. We need to come to Him in all of our ugliness and find the same thing Wade Wilson found. That unconditional love and complete forgiveness. Just like the prodigal son story, where the prodigal son ran away from home and he came back ashamed, but his father met him on the road, put a fancy robe on him, put rings on his fingers, and killed the fattest calf and had a party in his honor for him returning back home. That's how God views you and me. Don't let other people tell you you're worthless. Don't let other people drag you down. Don't be owned by your own feelings of inadequacy and ugliness. Come to God just as you are and know that He loves you perfectly. And when that love gets introduced to your life, it may not be an overnight fix, but each new day as you walk with God, you're going to find that love slowly but surely changing your life. You're going to find fear chased out of your life because you're going to find God never was seeking to punish you. God was seeking to save you. God was seeking to hug you. He was seeking to lift you up and tell you you are everything to Him. God loves you. So what did you get from Deadpool? Do you see that message in there? Are you excited for Deadpool 2? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian, and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified the very next time I drop a theological analysis, a movie review, or anything else I do here on this channel. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.